Press statements by Edo State Caucus in National Assembly, 21st of November 2019. In recent times, Edo State, the heartbeat of Nigeria, has been in the news mostly for the wrong reasons. A state that has been known for excellence, cultural pride, sports, education, commerce, leadership at all levels, suddenly was in the news for activities and actions that were generally antithetical to good governance, respect for law and order, and socio-economic, cultural progress and prosperity. How did Edo State steadily descend to the almost inglorious level we're talking about? It is now well known that the crisis has its origin with the nocturnal, illegal, and unconstitutional inauguration of a handful of elected members of the House of Assembly as orchestrated by the state governor and his administration. Of the 24 members of the House, only 7 were invited with the pseudo-proclamation of the governor of Edo State. The majority of the elected members were not invited to the event, while some were abducted to the event. It was the first such inauguration in the rich history of the state, where inauguration was not witnessed by family members, party leaders, as well as other members, as well as well-wishers. The governor and his management, for some rather strange reasons, gathered, swallowed, and believed that the majority of the elected members were not loyal to him and were out to impeach the governor. Preceding these illegal acts of the government, unprecedented violence had been unleashed on the majority 15 members at Golden Tulip Hotel in Benin City by thugs led by the governor's chief security officer. This action was followed by wanton acts of violence, intimidation, gross violation of the rights of citizens, and the use of hate speech on anyone perceived as being opposed to the governor. In fact, within a short time, all those perceived not to be loyal to the governor and his deputy were sacked from their jobs. This included commissioners, special advisors, senior special advisors, special assistants, and supervisory councillors. 4 local government chairmen were framed on dubious grounds and also removed from office. The governor and his deputy abridged the rights of APC members to freely associate and organize themselves, and threatened the leaders of the Edo People's Movement, APM, a sociocultural pressure group within the party. Their business were marked for demolition. Their business premises were marked for demolition, and their homes also monitored by thugs. The shameful acts of indiscipline and political rascality displayed by the deputy governor of the state during the first convocation ceremony of Edo University, Iyamo, when he mobilized thugs and motorbike riders to what ought to have been a serene ceremony, was just one of efforts to step up the culture of intimidation, arrogance of power, and uncivil disposition by the custodians of the state power in a state, and failed efforts to intimidate the national chairman of the APC. Yeah. This new culture of terrorism and political gangsterism was designed to intimidate party members and officials and the general public, believing that the governor's quest for second term could be obtained by hook and crook. intimidation, and violence. When the majority of the executive came together and suspended the APC state chairman for anti-party activities, poor judgment, and gross dereliction of duties, the governor organized a kangaroo meeting to suspend not just those members from the party, but also the national chairman of APC, Comrade Adams Aliu Oshomole.
Does he have such powers?
MNI. We wonder if they have such powers. It was at this point that we decided, as responsible parliamentarians, duly elected by our constituents, to speak out and restate the following. One, that we, the APC caucus in National Assembly, hereby without hesitation express our undiluted and absolute confidence in the sterling and patriotic leadership of the national chairman of APC, Comrade Adams Aliu Oshomole, MNI, who has been doing excellently well and just won 2 tough elections, with landslides. 2, we advise Governor Basaki and his management to appreciate the damage they are doing to the state, the party, with their undemocratic and unorthodox political actions, and to retrace their steps forthwith. The governor should issue another proclamation as stipulated in the Constitution and have all 24 elected members properly inaugurated so they can duly represent their constituents and make invaluable contributions to the growth and development of the state. 4, to stop forthwith all forms of intimidation and harassment of elected officials, appointees, and perceived enemies. Allow peace to reign in Edo State and work to enhance democratic practices by opening up political spaces. Of course, in the National Assembly, we have the right to air our views, and our decision predates whatever committee you are talking about. You get to know that our decision predates that. We're only presenting just now. Then, with respect to supporting the national chairman or the governor, I think you are getting it totally wrong. We are standing for the truth, and we want peace in Edo State. We want the obnoxious situation, political situation in Edo State to be reversed. We want a situation where Edo will be known for what it has always been known for. And the way to do that is for us to correct the anomaly that took place in recent time. We stand for the truth, and will continue to stand for the truth.
Let me
Prof.
add just a note. I think the presentation is very clear in its own terms. First, elections were conducted. We won 24 seats. 5 were inaugurated. What has that got to do with the national chairman? 2, they were meeting in a hotel to call for peace and that they want to be inaugurated. Thugs led by the governor's CSO went there to beat them up and scatter everything there. What has that got to do with the national chairman?
Outside the state.
Let me finish. The third, all those who were perceived to be not to be loyal were sacked. What has that got to do with the national? This thing has nothing to do with the national chairman, please. It has to do with democratic values, with democratic spaces, with the constitutional rights of Edo people to organize and work freely in the state. You see, people are always struggling to drag the national chairman into this. It has nothing to do with the national chairman. It has to do with the abridgment, the contamination of democratic processes in Edo State by people that we know, not the national chairman. I thought I should make that clear. Thank you very much.
Yeah, with respect to your question about second term or no second term, we're not talking about second term here. If you accept you had, a premonition on your own, what we said here has nothing to do with second term. We will take a stand when the time comes. You understand me? This is about Edo State and the interest of our people. When the time comes, we will not be afraid to take a stand. We did something in the past, and we have the consequences to grapple with. When the time comes for us to take decision, we will take decision in the interest of Edo people. But this has nothing to do with second term for anybody.
And also true, in addition, the power to return a governor rests with the people.
Not House of Rep members.
And not the national chairman.
In the first place, we told you that they are on their way.
The names are here.
Yeah. One of them is with the speaker, and then the other one is on his way here. And he called us while we were here, and their names are on this list. So, talking about taking shine or not taking shine, are you saying that these gentlemen who are standing here are not representative of the caucus enough? Do you have to bring every Nigerian to National Assembly before people are represented? A number represents a block, and that is what we're having here. So, for your information, we are acting together on this. Yeah. Who are sponsored,
By the governor.
will not deter us from doing our job. There have been protests all over the place, some for the governor, some for the national chairman, and some for the masses. We are for the masses. We are for Edo people. Those who have money to spend, hiring people to Abuja to go and protest, they can continue to do whatever they are doing. That will not stop us from doing our job. But for your information, you have to make sure that we are objective in your reportage. Look at where the protests are taking place, who these people are, and their mission. Hired crowds cannot come here and stop us from doing what we are doing. And most of those people, they are not Edo people. Ask them. They are not Edo people. So what's their interest? In any case, you know that a lot of these people work for their money. I just hope that one day governors will focus on creating employment rather than manipulating Nigerians because of their poor state.